Hi everyone, how are you guys doing? In my previous video I mentioned that I would be sharing a story with you guys this week, which is a creepy guy story because someone, I can't remember her name, she's been really sweet. She asked me for one of my most crazy boy experiences on my previous video, which was a Q&A, and that was pretty much my craziest one, but now I have a really creepy story, and I know some of you guys are really looking forward to hearing this story, so let's just get right to it. And if you guys have not heard about me talking about the story, then just keep on watching because it's really creepy. Right, so I went to Walmart with my mom and my brother, and at the time my brother was 7, maybe 6, 7. So it was around, well, it was after Christmas time, so my brother had money from my grandparents and he wanted to go buy some DS games, and since my mom wanted to hurry up and get out of the store, she was just like, oh, can you go take your brother over to the electronics section? I'm going to be right over here looking at the boys' clothes or whatever she was doing, and just so he'll stop bugging us about getting the games, can you just take him? And I was like, oh yeah, sure, that's fine. I think I had just gotten a phone, so it wasn't a really big deal, so I could keep in contact with her. And I kind of remember this guy kind of staring at me, which was really weird, but I'm kind of, I don't know, used to it because every time I go to Walmart at night, there's always creepy guys, which actually I had another incident the other night, which it really wasn't that bad, but it's still really creepy and disgusting. But anyways, me and my brother had just gotten to the electronics section. We went over by the DS games, and they didn't have because we have DS lights, and they just had those in a bin of for how much they ever were. I think they're $8 to $10 or something like that. And so it's I'm trying to figure out how to explain this to you guys. So you know how you have an aisle where there's stuff on this side, and then on the ends there's more stuff to fill. So there were a big bin at the end of the row. He was at the other end kind of looking at me, and I was trying to ignore it. I mean, I could see him out of the corner of my eye, and it was just really creepy, but I was kind of just trying to ignore it. But my brother was kind of throwing a fit or whatever, and just trying to push my buttons, and I was just cracking jokes with my brother, whatever, we normally do. And I look over and I can hear this guy giggling, and he's looking at me and smiling, really weird. He honestly looked like a guy from the movie, what is that called? The Purge. You know, those faces? He looks like one of those guys from that movie that walks up to the door and knocks on it, and he takes his mask off, and that's what he looks like. So I was like, okay, creepy. Anyways, so it's okay, and I kind of just looked at it and was like, yeah, me, whatever, and I just kind of ignored it. But then I kind of moved into the center of it and kind of ducked down so he couldn't see me, and then right when I stood up, he was leaning around the aisle, staring at me, and I'm like, okay. So I looked at him, I was like, Dustin, you need to pick one right now. You need to pick one right now. And he's like, why? I'm like, because that guy is really staring at me, and he's making me feel really uncomfortable. And he's like, okay, that's fine, whatever. So he grabbed a Madagascar game and a Cars game, and I was like, okay, let's just go. We're gonna walk around and go to the beauty section because mom is gonna be making her way there as well. And so he moves before I leave, and he has him and his little buddies sitting by the fishing stuff, on a bench type thing, or maybe they're just sitting on the boxes, but either way, it doesn't matter. Now let me describe this guy to you. He had long brown hair, down to here, probably down to here, and really slender face, and he had a huge dark green trench coat, so really creepy. And he just, I don't know if you guys know what I mean, but when you see some people, you get that automatic oof kind of feeling. That is how I instantly felt when I was around this guy. He just made me feel so uncomfortable. So anyways, I'm walking around, and I had to walk past this guy, and I'm talking to my brother. I was like, Dustin, just talk to me, create conversation so he's not paying attention. So when you're walking down in the Walmart that I go to, you're walking down, there's food and the fishing stuff. I keep walking down and it's like the bikes and then the toys. As you take a right, it is the beauty section. But so I'm going right past the fishing stuff, and my brother like taps on me and I'm like, what? And he's like, Krista, that guy is following you. And I'm like, what? And I was like, okay. So I turned around and he literally smiles at me, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, oh my god, that's really, really creepy. I was like, he's like, well, let's hurry up and go. So I'm like, okay. So like I'm walking faster, I've got the car with me, and I'm just like, come on, let's hurry up, I gotta grab my stuff, we're just gonna go. And I was thinking, oh, I'm going over to the beauty area and I gotta get some tampons. He's not gonna bother me, right? I was wrong. But before I get to that, I looked back and I was like, is he gone? And he's like, no. And I'm like, okay. So then I kind of like turned around again, and he like, cause like in the center of the aisles they have like the big bins of like blankets and pillows. He kind of just stopped to pretend he was looking at it, cause I could kind of tell he was lying, cause he was looking at the corner, out of the corner of his eye, and I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I went over to the beauty section and I was like, Dawson, I was like, stay right here, but kind of peek around the corner and see if he's staring, if he's anywhere near us. And he comes back, he's like, no, he's not following you or anything, he's gone. And I'm like, okay. Okay, so like I take like 20 minutes, maybe 15 minutes in the beauty section, because I love looking at makeup, and I'm just picking out my shade, you know, trying to match me, like just looking at different makeup. And like when I turned that corner, like before he started following me, I could hear him and his guy friends, which were all in trench coats and were really, really creepy, and they were talking about me or talking about my ass or something really, really weird, which is really, really weird because I was only 14 and they were like 25, maybe older. Really disgusting. Ew. Anyways, I was kind of just doing my thing, like I said, picking out my foundation. There was this person that kept like walking by, and I'm like, what the heck, for a while. But I just ignored it, you know, I was like, whatever, who cares? I'm just gonna do my thing, get out of here. I mean, I felt more comfortable. Okay, so you guys who have been to Walmart, if you go like by the beauty section, usually they have like those bins of like travel size or just smaller like toothbrushes and hand sanitizers and body washes and toothpaste. And so that was like right at the end, but in the mid. Okay, so like here's the beauty aisle, and then over here is where you would walk out, but they had like a bin right, they had a bin like right here. And so I look over at whatever, because I can see this guy, like I can see someone staring at me, and I'm like, okay, I kind of just figured it was my mom. But then I look over and it's this guy, and he ducks down like instantly, and I was like, what the hell? And I'm like, Dawson. I was like, is that that guy? And he's like, what guy? I was like, he's ducked down behind the freaking bin. And he's like, are you serious? He's like, hurry up. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, I'm hurry up, and I'm looking through a mirror, and I change an aisle. Like I go to the next aisle, thinking, oh, maybe he'll leave me alone. I look again, and he's sitting there staring at me. Like this. And I'm like, what is wrong with this dude? And he just kept getting closer and closer. So then I go over to the tampon area thinking, oh, he'll leave me alone. Once again, I was wrong. So I'm going through grabbing these tampons or whatever, and I look down because there's like this tampon aisle, and then there's like another aisle, and it's got all the bins of travel size stuff. So they got the lotions, the hand sanitizers, all that stuff. And he's sitting there like looking through the bin and staring, like keeps looking at me like this and looking through it, and every time I look he pretends he's looking at it. Well, then one of his buddies come up, and I'm like, what the hell? Like I'm getting like really, really scared. But he was really, really good at making me feel uncomfortable, and his buddy would keep looking at me, and they'd sit and laugh back and forth, and they would whisper, and I could hear them talking something about a girl, and I'm like, and they point at me, and I'm just looking at the tampons thinking that they'll leave me alone, because some guys get really grossed out when it comes to tampons, but apparently not a creeper. And so I just keep going on the aisles just like this or whatever, like trying to get away from him, like act like I'm kind of, you know, doing my own thing, trying to ignore him, like I'm not even acknowledging him, which was probably really, really bad, because I feel like that's, if somebody's gonna take you, that's like kind of their goal, like you're not paying attention. So I make my way, and I'm gonna go towards the electronic area because I know there's workers there, and I was gonna tell them that I have someone following me and they won't leave me alone. And I figured maybe if I walked that way, he'd go over to his friends and maybe leave me alone. I turned behind me and I saw him kind of following me, him and his buddy. And I was like, okay, that's really, really weird. So I hurry up and I turn the aisle, which is right next, like in between the jewelry and then like where they have just like the holiday stuff displayed. So then like I'm turning around, making sure that he's not following me, and he's just gone. He's gone. And I kept looking around because of course I'm really, really nervous. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm like, well, like, we need to find mom. We need to find mom or a worker or something. I was like, either we need to find mom or I'm going over to the electronic area and I'm finding somebody who works here because this guy's not leaving me alone. So I turn into the aisle and I look back and he looks at me like this and turns his head and looks at me. And like doesn't, like, we have like the awkward eye contact type thing going on. And then he kind of goes over to the holiday stuff and starts kind of looking at it, like where they have like the holiday stuff kind of on sale. I turn and I see my mom. I'm like, Mom, there's a guy following me. And she's like, are you serious? She's like, did you tell anybody? And I'm like, I was trying to. I was either trying to find you or I was making my way to the electronic area to tell someone. And she's like, okay. She's like, well, stay by me. She's like, can you even believe I let you go? I was like, yeah, I know, it's fine. I'm like, I'm staying by you, trust me. I'm literally scared right now. He's scaring the crap out of me. Okay, so I was walking out of the jewelry section, going this way, and he was still over here by like the holiday stuff. And me and my mom turned, and me and him turned, and I looked back, and he kind of started to slowly walk behind me with my mom there. And so like we stopped or whatever, and he walks right past me. And as he walks past me, he's like walking like this. And he's like walking backwards, but then he turns his head and goes and does the creepiest smile. And it's like, I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, Mom, we need to get out of the store right now. I'm like, I'm freaking out. And she's like, what? What are you freaking out about? I'm like, did you see that? And she's like, no, what are you talking about? I'm like, that's that guy right there. She's like, are you serious? So like my mom's like about to go freaking storming over to this guy, but he like turns really quick, and before we could even catch up to him, he was gone. My mom's like, well, I'm done here. Let's get the heck out of this store. Alright, so that is my creepy Walmart story that I wanted to tell you guys. I don't think it was as severe. It could have been as severe as like the one where I told you guys about in my Q&A, which if you guys have not watched my Q&A, you should definitely go check that out. I will probably link it down below. I honestly feel like if I had not found my mom when I did, and if my brother was not with me, I totally think he would have taken me just by the way he acted. Alright, so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I guess that's kind of what I get for going out to Walmart at a later time, but then again, I don't understand why I should feel uncomfortable going to freaking Walmart, even if I have a parent with me. And honestly, I hate going to Walmart because I feel so uncomfortable, because literally every time I go, something new happens. And I definitely got some more stories from Walmart, so let me know if you guys want to hear. There's one that's like really inappropriate, and I don't really, there's just like a swearing in there, and then it's like something kind of sexual, which I don't really know if I want to put that in there. I'll probably have to put like a disclaimer because I know some of my family watch my video. But I have a couple like mini little Walmart stories, which is just really, really weird, and I find it really, really dumb that us younger girls, women cannot go somewhere and feel comfortable and have to literally sit and worry about that. It's just really, really crappy. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you have not already, or if you're new to my channel, to be notified when I post a new video. And like this video if you enjoyed and would like to see more storytime videos. Liking this video would really help me know that you guys are liking them. I think they're kind of fun because Personally, storytime videos are like my favorite besides hauls. I don't know why I love hauls, but I'll definitely be having some more storytime videos in the future, so look forward to that. But once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy. I will see you guys next time. Bye.